The series is phenomenal.
That
was good. That was phenomenal. But for some strange reason, the series seems to have peaked at the last episode. Were you all expecting that last episode energy to kind of spill into this episode?
Yes.
And that should have been the finale. The last episode. Finale.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, we don't need falling action. I do like a lot of the stuff that happened. I love they got that this crazy bitch has to play her Wii. That was my favorite part.
Yo, that was fucking nuts, dude. Should have just gave me the Wii. And I told you that bitch was psycho.
But I don't like. Is she? What I don't understand is she serious?
Yes.
Is it really a Wii?
Yeah.
She shot her in the lungs. This bitch is grasping for air, and she's like, "You should have just gave me the Wii." That's a villain right there, my nigga. That's a villain.
Yeah, she's a bit. Whoa. I wasn't ready, honestly, because for whatever reason, even when old boy was still around, I thought that Wii was code for something. I still feel like it is.
No, you don't remember seeing her play it?
Yeah, they were.
At the end, they showed her playing it.
Oh, they did.
With the Nintendo Wii,
she was playing tennis in her house. She was like this. She was like.
No, this chick did not kill this chick because of the Wii, bro. No, that did not happen. No, bro.
Time out. Let's be serious. She killed her man for the Wii. It didn't get her the Wii. Then she was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna fucking kill this bitch and take the Wii. Should've just gave me the Wii, bitch.
Yo, but the way she bucked up and she's like, take care of it. She's like, all right, I'll tell you what. I'll do it, but I want the Wii. Are you fucking serious? Excuse me, bitch. Okay. I'm gonna take her of it. And then she didn't just go in and like fuck her up. She completely fucked her over. She said she took care of it. Had her thinking that old boy daughter was all fucked up. She walking around with confidence, like, yeah, my girl done took care. Look, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if it's confidence or fear, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I told you not to do it. She done got her all shook and shit. And now she walk up in there, she like, oh, don't worry. Your daughter, she's fine. Yeah, they're back in the house. They're good. You're good. It's like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Flipped it. Sinatra, who? That's life. And yeah, bro, that was my favorite part. I'm gonna keep it real. Other than that, though, I mean, I'm all right. Here's where I gotta keep it real. I was disappointed in the story.
Why?
I was disappointed in the story being whittled down to a deranged, disgruntled person. I was hoping it'd be a little bit more complex than that.
No. Wait. Who's the deranged? You talking about Sinatra?
No, the white dude
who took out the president.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, but if you think about it, though, he's not deranged or anything like that. He literally was working on the fucking plant when it was being built. Okay, let's dive into why this motherfucker went into did everything that he did to try and save the man that he loved. Do you not remember that little story between him and the guy that he worked with, Adam?
Yeah. But yeah, everybody in the world was going through shit though.
Correct, but nobody. Think about this though. We were all going through our at-home problems. We weren't going through, the world's going to be ending soon. We didn't even know about what was happening because it was 12 years before the ending of the world happened when they were brought to this place to build what they thought was going to be an aquifer or whatever the fuck that they were told it was going to be that they were building. You know what I'm saying? Inside of the mountain. But then they come to find out, well, what's actually going on here? Because we're using certain metals that you're asking me if years later, will this be safe for human civilization to thrive? But you're not worried about the people who are working on it right now. Like, you understand it's killing us. Right. We're dying. You're watching us die, but you're still not making things safe for us to go back to work or stopping the work that's being done that's killing the people that you're killing. So that guy was the plant manager. So he was watching his people die and get sick. And he told the head engineer, which was the dude who built the whole silo and thing, he told him, yo, this shit is killing us. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. His response was more like, shit, they figured out that we're using stuff that could kill them right now, and they're not going to make it for when to see this project complete, technically speaking. Which, I mean, if you really think about it, Sinatra and that guy orchestrated the first, technically speaking, you know what I'm saying? Like they serial killed all those people, if you really think about it. And they did it knowing, like, they knew what was going on with what they were building and what, like, the chemicals that were inside this, and they still let them. And his response is, oh, hey, next day you're fired. But don't worry, we'll make the guys wear a mask and stuff, but you're fired. Yeah. Don't look into this shit, because these people that we work for, they're fucking rich and powerful, and they can do some crazy shit. So just forget about it. Basically, is what he was fucking told. Forget about it. Forget about all your friends and your family that you know, the people that you care about that work with you that are dying. You're watching them die, and you know why they're dying, but you're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed, because they signed NDAs. So I mean, just he can't disclose that stuff. But also, you know, watch out if you try to talk about it out loud. So what did that guy come up with? A plot to make a 3D gun to go on to where the president was having an announcement and try and take him out. Obviously, it didn't work. But my whole question was, this man still was in jail for years, got out because the whole world went to shit, basically, and was being bombed and nuked. Everybody was fucking going against each other and trying to, you know, figure out what's happening next and, you know, get what resources we can. The prisoners escaped. He so happened to be in Colorado. Like, what are the fucking chances of that shit? Like,
is that true?
Yes, his prison was in Colorado. Like, what the fuck are the chances of that shit? Like, he didn't even have to travel far. He just had to figure out how to get, and he already knew how to get there. He worked there. Remember, that place was hidden in a fucking mountain. So unless you knew how to fucking get there, you're not gonna fucking get into that bitch. That is why when he was traveling down, and it shows you it shows you his whole like fucking journey too, which was like deep as fuck. This man literally escaped from prison, okay, started walking down, trying to get his way to the fucking back to the plant, back to the silo, all right, to fucking basically sneak in so he can complete his task of taking out the fucking corrupt president who for 12 fucking years didn't tell nobody this shit was going down, but they were building a fucking silo to save only 25,000 people. What the fuck? So, I mean, if you really think about it, he literally was like the whole reason in why this story was so fucking important. His journey led him to find this couple that had little wristwatches. He knew that you had to have some kind of security to get in because he helped build the shit. You see what I'm saying? So he knew how everything kind of worked. So he knew that he had to take out that couple, steal their fucking wristbands, which he did. Then he found that girl crying in her car, eating junk food, you know what I'm saying, having a complete party while the world is going to shit and enjoying what little bit of her life, not feeling like shit that she wanted to do. That's what she wanted to do at the end of the world, is eat junk food in her car, smoke cigarettes, not feel like fucking shit. And he stumbled upon her and said, you just may be the luckiest person in the world. You're at the right place at the right fucking time. Well, guess what? He takes her to the fucking diner, and they live out 3 years in this utopia that basically no one knows who the fuck really they are. He's a librarian. He gets comfortable. He starts, you know, like basically living his life, kind of forgetting about all the trauma that happened above and before he got to basically this Elysium. And guess what happens on this random fucking day of him just normally doing his librarian job? The fucking president walks in, the man he's been trying to kill in his past just walks on in his fucking bathrobe's like, hey, I want to make a mixtape. How do I do that? Where do I do that? Where do I go? With the whole secret story. And he's like, upstairs. If you go upstairs, you can, we have all the technology and all the songs dated back from this. And Do you need help? Let me show you. I got it. I'm the president. So president walks off and he's like, whoa, I'm closer to this motherfucker than I was when I was up top. And they ain't got no guns. Who the fuck's gonna shoot me? So I'm gonna kill his ass. And guess what? He completes his journey. And that is how you execute a plan properly and get it done. You know how they say, you want shit done? Do it your damn self. That man is the epitome of that sentence. Because, I'm sorry, how you gonna fake a whole life, a wife, and then, oh, by the way, I just took this, like, what the fuck was that thing he used? Like, it was a statue from the fucking library, but well, what the fuck was it? Because he beat the shit out of the president with that shit. Like,
yeah, what was
and
it?
then I'm sorry, but that first swing, that shit had me mad.
Sorry, go ahead. The first swing had you mad?
Yeah, that first swing had me mad as fuck. When he swung at Cal, that first swing, because, we saw Cal went down, but we're like, is he going to swing at him again? You know what I'm saying? And then he went and sat on the couch and was like, I just fucking attacked the president, yo. Holy shit. And then the president's like, and he's like, ah! 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 And then we find out the tablet is gone because Cal kind of threw it over on the first hit,
But the president, how the president was acting again?
The president. Okay, after he got hit, you ready for this? Okay, so
what he did.
You ready for this? He said, and then he was like,
Yo.
And then Duke came back and he was like, and then the president was just like laying his own blood.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah. It was fucking nuts to butts. That's all I'm saying.
Nuts to butts. Yo, the Yaz shit is always you need your own show. It's like I've been trying to tell you, like, that shit is hilarious. Yo, but all right, I heard everything you said, and evidently we're gonna do a lot more of this, and we might not get too deep into Invincible. I think there's still a few more
one more episode.
One more episode of Invincible, so we can delve into the Invincible a little bit more next week if we want. But since there was a finale this week, but the issue I have isn't as much with just the character, although I did think that was, I mean, yeah, it's a decent backstory, but we just had, how many was it? 8 episodes? 9 episodes?
It was 8 episodes.
8 episodes. And then we get all this story in the first half of the last episode. It just feels like there could have been a little bit more complexity to the story. I would have preferred it maybe have been somebody internal, somebody we didn't know, somebody we never would have suspected, to introduce a completely new concept, a new storyline, new plot line, new all of this. It just
But he wasn't new. He'd been there the whole time. He was hiding in plain sight.
Literally, that's why it was so good, Vince. What the fuck? Like,
he was there the whole time.
And no one knew about it until that day when they were like, we need to look back at the day we came in. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it too, it didn't take them that long to figure out once they, you know what I'm saying? Because she interviewed and like her team interviewed that whole, you know what I'm saying, staff. So she was that key. Like the therapist lady was the key into finding out who was missing and all of that. But her head was up Sinatra's ass trying to save her from being a monster, that she wasn't even thinking about all the variables of like, wait a minute, Maggie can't eat this cheese fry shit. And this bitch introduced me to this cheese fry shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it was like, ding.
Wait. Say that again. Wait.
Okay, so the wife of this man, this man, the librarian guy, the one that portrayed to be his wife, Maggie, her actual person that was murdered by him, she's allergic to like reprocessed cheese and dairy and stuff like that. So she can't eat.
Her actual person that was murdered by him.
Actual person. That's how they literally figured out.
He stole people's identities to get into the cave.
That's literally how they figured it out. Was
They
because they were
showed
like,
him walking those people to the desert.
Oh
and
yeah,
he
that's
shot them in the back of the
Yeah,
head,
all right. I know what
and
you're
he
talking about.
stole their
Yeah, because the guy on his
identities.
profile, the guy he's supposed to be, he wasn't supposed to be able to eat that type of food.
Yes. When he was like, hey,
No,
let me.
the woman wasn't supposed to eat that kind of food.
Correct. So there's the couple that he met in the desert when he was in the security officer outfit, and he was like, oh, let me lead you to a secret path to the silo. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, so when he killed them and he stole their wristwatches, the lady of that couple, she's allergic to like processed, like refined dairy, cheese, whatever the fuck. She's allergic to some of that shit. Okay, like how it's made, so she can't eat any of like the cheese fries that they sell at that diner. That the lady who portrayed to be his wife that would give the cheese fries to the therapist every time she came, and she's like, these are the best cheese fries, and then she was always licking her fingers at, it's like she took a fry. Like, what waitress took a
because
take
the cheese they don't have actual cheese. The cheese that they have are made from nuts.
Peanut. Yeah,
it's fake cheese.
Yeah, so she was like,
that's
she's
how they
like
knew.
The lady that was in the restaurant.
Yeah, so that lady doesn't have the allergy, but her character that she was portraying as does have a peanut allergy. So she could not eat the cheese that she was eating all day, every day at the diner, that the therapist lady kept coming back to her to have cheese fries. Remember, she introduced, like, she was the one who brought the cheese fries to the table for Xavier and the therapist to try together, and he was like, yeah, they're not that good. Remember that? She can't eat that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So she was working with old boy.
Correct.
But because I remember she was like, when she got caught, she was like, yeah,
she was like, man, I
put up no fight.
She said he made me do it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, she was the girl that was sitting in front of the gas station that was smoking and eating junk food. Yep. He had her steal the wife's identity because he couldn't sneak in by himself. They were reserved to come in as a couple.
Correct.
So he needed to make sure he came with a woman. So he grabbed her, had her pretend to be his wife, and they snuck in under these false identities.
And then remember, when they got to the gate, the lady at the gate asked them, she said, hey, what happened to your wristbands? Did they get cut off or something? Did they get damaged? He said, and then he started freaking out so that way they could get pushed through.
To cause a distraction,
Correct.
Which is terrible security protocol, by the way. Like anybody should know. Like that's all you gotta do. Yeah.
I think it was a good finale. I just think it was a tough job for it to follow after episode 7. I think they could have given us some of this as episode 7 and like all the flashback stuff as the finale, and then just end it with Xavier hearing his wife's voice on the phone.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I will say that this does happen from time to time where they try to put the second to like the penultimate episode, I suppose, is like one of the dopest ones. But in this one, it was such a different vibe. You know what I mean? I don't know. It threw me off a little bit, I suppose, but I didn't hate it. I just was like, all right, I guess it's over.
I'm hyped for season 2 because it seems like it's going to be a completely different show.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, what are we thinking? Because for me, I'm thinking season 2 is going to be some old Book of Eli. You know what I mean? He's all fighting people in the he's out in the world where it's a snow-filled world, and he's dealing with different groups, and he goes Walking Dead a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing in season 2, with them still keeping the drama of back home, with the kids and whatnot. So yeah, I think that might be what it is.
Harmony said the creator of the show already has 3 seasons set up. I'm so ready. Like, no lie. If they do season 2 with basically him going on this journey to find his wife, I'm down for it because I want to see like one. I mean, they already specified that there's like communities now out there with people. So I want to see if the communities are different or some more, I guess, ravenous than others. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, there are no resources anymore. There's no television. There's no lights. Like, all that shit has been, like, we're back into caveman system, literally. And think about nowadays, if that happened to us now, what the collapse would be inevitable. It would be fucking horrible. So I'm so intrigued to see season 2 and this journey that Xavier is about to go on and to find his wife and like who comes back with him, or you know what I'm saying, like what do we find? Like, is our next president out there? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, the vice president, obviously he ain't gonna be doing his job for long, because I mean, he's like he can't even hold papers without dropping them. So, you know, like there's just so much going on, and it's gonna be interesting to see Sinatra's recovery and where this, like, her next steps are, because I mean, if you think about it, she's gonna have a long time to recover, and what plotting is she going to be doing while she's recovering? Because 1, Jane fucked her over. 2, Xavier made her look like a little bitch in front of everybody, like literally everybody. She shut down the fucking silo just because she couldn't stop him. So, and Jeremy Jeremy is telling all the government secrets on Daddy's tablet to the whole motherfucking city. So I'm excited to see where Jeremy's, you know, like where this leads him. Is he going to be our next president, Cal? Like I'm excited to see, because of the message that his dad left him. Where, like, you know, you want to see change, it's got to start with you, my friends. You have to be the one to do it. So I'm excited to see what the fuck is going to happen in the silo now that Sinatra is not, you know, at the helm of the controls anymore. And like, you know, are we going to be more peaceful? And is her return going to be like diabolical as fuck? Or is it going to be a smooth transition back? So I don't know.